What's actually pretty safe but everyone treats it like it's way more dangerous than it is. I'm gonna sound like a crazy person, but apparently having a child with your first cousin isn't as dangerous as it's made out to be. Everyone always acts like they'll come out as hideously inbred flipper babies, but I read that the chance for health issues and birth defects is about the same as a woman having a child in her 40s. Definitely riskier and not ideal, but not impossible. Don't get me wrong, riding a motorcycle is still pretty dangerous, but the statistics behind motorcycle deaths and injuries are inflated by people who ride without helmets, proper gear, people who are not licensed to ride them, people who ride drunk high, people who get on a bike more powerful than they can handle, and people who go really fast on the public roads and subsequently crash. Spiders. 90 of spiders are not dangerous, and they also eat annoying bugs such as flies and mosquitoes. And yes, some spiders are dangerous, but unless you live in Brazil or Australia, your chances of finding dangerous spiders is so minuscule it's silly to worry about them. And me personally, I think all spiders are adorable. Heart. Eating raw beef. Raw, not rare. Possibly unsafe to eat in large amounts, but beef is generally considered low risk for E. coli, salmonella and tapeworm. Might hurt your tummy a little bit, generally safe. I normally taste a little chunk of my steak before putting it on the grill for seasoning. And yes, I'm a bloody rare guy. Loose small arms ammunition. You can drop it, throw it across the room, and even toss it in a campfire, you'll be just fine. You may hear a small pop bang if you do the old campfire disposal though. But yeah, it doesn't need to be babied. It really is only dangerous in a gun barrel. Psychedelics like LSD, mushrooms, DMT. People think those are bad drugs that melt your brain and kill people too, when there's literally no known lethal dose, non-addictive and have very little physical body impact. Taking it is safer than alcohol or most other fun stuff by far. Kids playing outside or riding their bikes, or in general not being hovered over by their parents. The parents think it's so dangerous outside, so they stick them in front of a screen, online, where all the predators are actually hanging out. Putting metal in a microwave. I mean, you might get some arcs, maybe some plasma, and it's not useful, but it's really not that big of a deal. People sometimes act like it will explode or it will destroy the microwave for good immediately. Having sex. Growing up in US Catholic schools, they didn't teach us half of what we actually needed to know and made it sound like if we did have sex, our genitals would be destroyed by disease and or we'd have litters of children. Commercial air travel. Some people are for some reason maniacally scared of flying, even though you are statically way worse off getting in a car and driving around. Some people just have irrational fear, I guess. Speeding. If you do it at the right time of day, clear visibility, empty roads, not after a rainstorm, etc. I won't tell you where or when, but when I do it, the only person I can possibly injure or kill is myself, paying slightly more instead of supporting Amazon's tax fraud-based monopole. If you can order stuff on the internet, you can make a change as well. Don't render yourself powerless, you're not gonna starve. Weed. Yes, you'll get hungry and thirsty, but you won't go around starting fights, nodding off, becoming the biggest asshole in the club, or so wired you just need to break into buildings. Building implosion. Sure, there have been some implosions that have gone terribly wrong. However, implosion is usually the safest and most efficient method of demolishing a large building. Traveling, by plane. Obviously everyone doesn't think so, but trust me when I say there are so many individuals that don't want to fly more than we know. It's shocking. Letting your kids walk around unsupervised. Kids can go to the park, walk to school, go get a Slurpee, and so on in most neighborhoods with little to nothing to fear. Unless you have genetic psychosis, weed has more benefits than harms. Info from a source I trust. Electricity for the most part. It'll kill you if you're a straight up idiot, but like, changing out a fixture or outlet isn't that hard. Heroin, trust me bro. It's totally safe. The shit's hot and stuff, so like bacteria can't grow, and yeah, itches are erratically. Childbirth. It is very safe in first world countries, but there are people on Reddit dedicated to saying it is very dangerous. Radiation. People will panic about Wi-Fi, microwaves, etc., and then will go out in the sun without sunscreen. Vaccines. Conspiracy theories people spread or read do not use a vaccine of any kind is mind-blowing. Rock climbing. Climbing ropes are really strong. You need to physically cut it for it to break. Apparently, commercial flight. I am still scared shitless every time I have to fly, though. Cooking pork. People think it can only serve well done and dry as all hell. Factory work. Some people still talk about it like it's the early 1900s. Flying. A lot of the people I know are still terrified of it. Kids playing in the neighborhood without adult supervision. This might be a repeated comment, but it's nuclear power.